Hello world, and welcome to All Things Java. Today's topic is ternary operators. A ternary operator serves to shorten an if-else block. The ternary operator consists of a condition that evaluates to either true or false, plus a value that's returned if the condition is true, and another value if the condition is false. Now let's take a look at the syntax of ternary operators. The Boolean expression goes in the parentheses, followed by a question mark, then the first value if the condition evaluates to true, followed by a colon, then the second value if the condition evaluates to false. Time to practice. We'll start with a typical if-else statement. Let's declare an integer variable y, and then set up a condition statement. So if 5 is bigger than 3, we'll set y to 3, else y will equal 6. Let's include a print statement to output y, and compile. Now we can accomplish the same goal with fewer lines of code by using a ternary operator. So here I will set integer n equal to the Boolean expression set in the parentheses. So in this case, 5 is bigger than 3, followed by the question mark, then integer 3, colon, and then integer 6. Let's include the print statement and compile. Both output the same answer, but using a ternary operator turns out to be more efficient. Here's an important rule to remember when working with ternary operators. If you set a ternary operator equal to a variable, then the output data types must match the variable data type. Let's put this rule into practice. I'll start by deleting the if-else statement so that we focus only on the ternary operator. We set integer n equal to the ternary operator. This means that both the output values of the operator need to be of type integer. Now let's see what happens if we change variable n from an integer to a string, but leave the output values as integers. Here our program did not compile because the variable is of type string and our output values remained integers. What if we change the variable data type back to integer and change one of the input values to a string? Again, the program does not compile because the variable is of type integer and one of our output values is a string. However, if we place the ternary operator inside a print statement, this rule would not apply and the output values could be of any type and would not need to match. Let's test this out. I'll delete the print statement that outputs n, as well as setting the ternary operator equal to a variable n. Now let's enclose the ternary operator in a print statement and leave everything else the same. Here the program compiled even though one of the output values was an integer and the other was a string. Our previous examples all dealt with using a ternary operator with one if-else statement. How do we use the ternary operator with two if-else statements? Let's start by setting up our multiple if-else statements and then we'll convert these into one ternary operator. Here I'll declare integer n and then set up a Boolean expression. So if 3 is bigger than 5, then n equals 6. Else, if 4 is bigger than 7, n equals 4. Else, n equals 5. So here we have, in total, 2 if statements, 2 else statements, and 3 possible outcomes. Let's include a print statement to output n. Here we see that the intended answer is indeed 5. Now here comes the fun part. Let's combine all of these lines of code into one. I'll declare integer y and set it equal to 2 Boolean expressions followed by question marks, and then 3 output values, separated by colons. Let's include a print statement to output y. In both of these instances, we expect the answer to be 5, so let's see if that's the case when we compile. And yes, it is. This concludes our discussion on ternary operators. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for more.